Hello beautiful humans, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about all of the books that I want to read in October. This is a very ambitious TBR, but we're finally getting into the fall months. It's getting colder, it's getting spooky. I'm wearing a sweater, I've got a skeleton dog here. It's a good time of year and I'm ready for it. So without further ado, let's jump into what I'm planning on reading this month. So first off, I want to continue on with my series read of a very nostalgic book for me, and that is the Thoroughbred Series by Joanna Campbell. This is a book series that I've been trying to get throughout the year, and I've only so far read the first book, but these are super short, such quick reads about a girl who works on a horse farm and wants to do horse training and all of that kind of goes along with that. I loved this series as a little girl and really wanted to revisit the world, and found almost the whole series at a thrift store a few months back and just really want to get into it, want to read it again. Nostalgic feels all around. Next, for a couple of new heavy stock. Okay. Next, for a couple of new releases that I want to get to this month that just came out, I want to read Shatter City by Scott Westerfeld. This is a sequel in the continuation of the Uglies series that came out many years ago that I actually ended up reading in high school and was so obsessed with. I wasn't a fan of this initial continuation of the series when I read it when it came out, I believe last year. So I'm interested to see how I feel kind of returning to that world in the sequel. I think it'll be pretty good. I've always enjoyed, like I said, that series. It's one of my favorites from high school. And so yeah, I'm excited to kind of get back into this world and see what I think. Another new release that I'm super excited to read this month, which I think will be so nostalgic and seasonal and perfect, is Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell, and Faith Erin Hicks is the illustrator. This I've just heard so many cute things about. Everyone says this is adorable and just the cutest, most festive fall read. I normally don't read graphic novels, like hardly ever, so I think this will be an interesting one for me to get into. I've kind of started to dabble in the genre a teensy bit, but again, I think just because this one is so festive and fall and cute that I thought I would give it a try. I do also want to read Mooncakes, which comes out later this month, but I will hopefully be using that one for my Spookathon TBR. So quick little hint into that. I am going to be trying to participate in that this month, so that will definitely be part of it. Next, for a new release, which I've actually already started, I wanted to pick up Victoria Roth's new book, The End and Other Beginnings, Stories from the Future. This has actually been a really cool read. It's a set of short story collections. I believe there's 6 in here, and it's a pretty short book. I was surprised by that. But she's basically writing about very kind of, it almost feels like Twilight Zone / like her futuristic kind of technology stories that she writes really well, and I've really been enjoying this. I'm actually about halfway through, and a couple of the stories I've really liked, a couple of them I've been like meh about, so I'll be interested to finish this up, and hopefully we'll be finishing it by the end of this month, if not the end of this week. We'll see. Okay. Next, I wanted to pick up a couple of spooky books, obviously, for the month. As I mentioned, I am going to be participating in Spookathon, so I will be putting up probably a separate TBR for that in the next coming weeks, just so you guys can see more specifically what I'm picking to fit certain prompts. But a couple of books to go, I think, along with that week is going to be 2 classics, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley and Dracula by Bram Stoker. These obviously horror classics in the world of literature, and I just am so excited to pick them up. Let me rephrase that. I've read Frankenstein before in a college literature class. I don't believe I've ever dabbled in Dracula before, so I'm actually really excited to kind of see what I think of these, and I think it'll be a fun, spooky read to do for this time of year. And a couple random books to finish it out for this TBR. The one that I want to read from a self-help perspective this month, I've been trying to read a lot more self-help books this year, has been the 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. This one I've just heard so many good things about, and I think just from a relational perspective just seems so applicable. If If you guys aren't aware, this is basically speaking to the 5 ways in which people give and receive love, and I just think it's really interesting. I was kind of raised with that perspective in my own family, so I just thought reading the actual book would be a good thing to try out. And it's really short too. And the last 2 books I'm going to try and get to this month, like I said, very ambitious for me, is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. This one is a very popular series here on YouTube. Very, very popular. And I'm just really intrigued to want to try it. I've started this book, I think, 3 different times and just have never been able to get through it. But Call Down the Hawk is coming out later this year. A lot of people have just been really hyping it here on YouTube, and I want to read it again. I want to give it one more try and then see how I feel. I've really enjoyed Maggie Stiefvater's other books that I've read in the past, so I really think if I give this the one last try, maybe do the audiobook, that I think I'll be a little bit more successful. Plus it's kind of got that spooky, haunting vibe, fall vibes that I'm kind of needing right now. And the last book that I want to try and pick up this month is Molly's Game by Molly Bloom. This was a movie that came out, I believe, a couple of years ago, following a woman who sets up, I believe, an illegal casino in Los Angeles that just kind of blows up and kind of chaos ensues from there. I'm really interested in reading this. I don't know why, I've just had this book for the longest time, and I just really, really want to get to it. So that's why I picked this one up, and I'm excited to see what's in store. Alright friends, so that is all of the books that I'm planning on reading in the month of October. I feel very ambitious but very excited for this time of year. I love fall. I love reading in the fall. I think it'll be a really fun time reading all of these books. So let me know down in the comments below if you guys are interested in seeing reviews or vlogs or any kind of videos around me doing these books and reading them to share with you guys. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know down below as well if there's any books that you're excited to read in October, and subscribe to see more of my face, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye!